evening, and thanks for joining us tonight for 23 ABC News at 5. I'm Jessica Harrington. Tonight's top stories. The district attorney's office releasing the number of homicides for 2019, what officials are saying about these latest numbers, and how they stack up to last year. Plus, the coroner is also identifying a person who was shot and killed, but we're going to have more on the safety precautions for New Year's Eve. Allison?
And we are going to be seeing gradually warming temperatures each day for the rest of the work week. But what that means for the chance for fog right here in the valley when 23 ABC News at 6 starts right now.
Live from downtown Bakersfield, 23 ABC News at 6 starts now.
Good evening. The Kern County District Attorney's Office ruling on another officer-involved shooting that happened earlier this year on Interstate 5 north of Highway 43. Now, they found that the CHP officer was legally justified in the shooting that happened this past February. According to the DA's office, on February 8th, Officer Arturo Solis and his partner responded to a single car crash off of the I-5 and the 43. The report states that when they arrived, they found the vehicle in Aaron Prescott in an open field. According to the report, when officers approached him, he threatened Officer Solis and said, quote, "Get the expletives back. I have a gun." The man held up his right hand, which was wrapped in a scarf, and according to the DA's office, appeared to be concealing a gun. The officers retreated to their patrol vehicle and drew their handguns. The officers ordered him to stop, and he ignored them. Solis reportedly warned he would shoot, and Perez Cop responded, quote, "Well, expletive, do it already." The man died on the scene, and officers discovered there was no weapon that he had. Well, many will be celebrating as the clock strikes midnight this New Year's, and local authorities want to remind everyone to do so safely. 23 ABC's Austin Westfall spoke with the Bakersfield Police Department today about how you can bring in the new year responsibly. Austin?
Jessica, BPD says New Year's Eve is usually one of their busiest holidays of the year, so that's why they're going to be beefing up their force.
There will be extra officers out both for the patrol functions as far as responding to calls for service or any kind of activities that are going to be going there, as well as an increased number of traffic units out for traffic enforcement, DUI safety.
The Bakersfield Police Department says expected DUIs are a big reason why they're stepping up their presence on New Year's Eve. Sergeant Nathan McCauley saying that even if you yourself aren't under the influence, you should keep your eyes peeled. Also just be extra aware that there may be people that unfortunately aren't following the rules and may be out DUI. If you see this, please report this to law enforcement. Also just be extra careful. Never, pause that extra bit before you start at a green light or stop sign or else. Make sure that the other cars around you are stopping. AAA is offering its Tipsy Tow service to Kern County residents this year. That means they'll take you and your car home for free for the first 7 miles. That's available from 6 p.m. on New Year's Eve to 6 a.m. the next morning. Aside from tipsy drivers, BPD also saying they're concerned about celebratory gunshots fired in the air.
It's an unfortunate thing. It needs to stop. It's something that can be very unsafe throughout our area. We have shot spotter in a lot of areas too, and there will be a volume of these things that go on. We're hoping that people will listen and hopefully that they won't engage in this kind of activity. If they do and we're able to track and be a shot spotter, I'd expect officers to show up at your house.
And speaking of houses, BPD says the most common call they get on New Year's is about house parties.
Please being respectful to your neighbors as far as if you are going to hold an event, it might not be a bad idea to go around and touch base with your neighbors, let them know what's going on. A lot of people don't stay up till midnight, don't stay up till 2, 3 a.m. Be courteous to one another as you're going forward.
And CHP says they will also be out in full force on New Year's Eve. They say last year 34 people were arrested for DUI in Bakersfield during New Year celebrations. In the studio, Austin Westfall, 23 ABC, connecting you.
All right, Austin, thanks for that. In other news, sheriff's deputies from the Kern Valley substation made 2 arrests and seized more than 100 grams of drugs during a traffic stop. The incident occurred near the area of Kern River Canyon Road and Burrell Road in Bodfish. Deputies arrested 58-year-old Jerry Winham and 58-year-old Joyce Yarborough and booked them on multiple felony charges. During the traffic stop, deputies found nearly 36 grams of individually packaged methamphetamine, 68 grams of marijuana, 40 grams of concentrated marijuana, and numerous items of drug paraphernalia. In state news, officials say a man has fallen to his death at the Los Angeles International Airport Sunday night. According to the LA Fire Department, the man was 27 years old and fell at the customs level at LAX. Crews responded to the call at 8:15 p.m. and determined the man was dead. It's not clear how the man fell or whether he is an employee or traveler. Police say he jumped from 100 feet in Bradley Terminal in what appears to be a suicide.
Well, we were tracking our latest winter storm that made its way through the region. This one not quite as powerful as what we were seeing last week, but still bringing some snow showers to Alta Sierra, as well as down near the Grapevine. You can see that precipitation is slowly making its way south and will be clearing out of the region as we head into the evening hours. Looking at those low 50s here in the valley, 43 degrees in Lake Isabella right now, 34 in Lebec, and 30 in Pine Mountain Club. But what we are going to be seeing due to some moist soil, especially across the San Joaquin Valley, mostly to our north, we are tracking a dense fog advisory. We are tracking the chance to see some patchy fog, especially east of the I-5. That is going to be in the early morning hours tomorrow, and in areas potentially down near Pine Mountain Club and in Lebec. We are tracking the chance for that patchy fog each morning for the rest of the work week. Again, most of that will be just north of the county. As for temperatures tomorrow, it is going to be a cool start, 45 degrees at 9 in the morning, but we are going to be seeing those clearing skies and warming temperatures, a high of 58 degrees, well above average. I'll let you know what that means for all of your New Year's Eve plans coming up next.
A Bakersfield nonprofit will host a showing of a documentary highlighting the fight against sex trafficking. The film Nefarious Merchant of Souls will show next month at the Fox Theater. The documentary has taken home a number of awards, including Best Feature Documentary, Best Screenplay, and an Award of Excellence. There will be a panel discussion and a question and answer session with the founder of Magdalene Hope following the premiere. Nefarious is a 2011 American documentary film about modern human trafficking, specifically sexual slavery. The event will take place on January 23rd at the Fox Theater starting at 6:30 p.m. Want to make a difference in the lives of those in need in our community? Well, the public has a chance to attend the inaugural Mayor's Ball. It takes place on Saturday, February 8th. Advance tickets are required to attend the Black Tie Gala, which will be held at CityServe on 3201 F Street. CityServe connects families in crisis with more than 80 local churches of all denominations across Bakersfield and helps families get back on their feet. Last year alone, it distributed $10 million in products to families. Ticket information is available by calling the number on your screen, 371-2650. Meantime, final preparations are underway to ring in 2020 in New York's Times Square. Crews putting the finishing touches on the iconic ball, and they are installing new Waterford crystals. More than 2,600 crystal triangles make up the ball, which is 12 feet in diameter and weighs nearly 1,200 pounds. This year's design celebrates the gift of goodwill.
Each year we introduce a brand new theme. This year's theme is the gift of goodwill. Goodwill is all about benevolence, it's all about generosity, it's all about good fortune, it's all about reaching out to your fellow man. It's about taking pause for just a second and celebrating that goodness that's in every single situation. Sometimes we don't always do too often, we always do the opposite. So this year is all about looking forward, celebrating a new year and a brand new decade.
More than 1 billion people will be watching as the ball drops in Times Square. I can say it's one of my favorite things to do. Well, we have a programming note for you on New Year's Day. 23 ABC will be on the air from 4:30 until 6 a.m. New Year's morning. Then at 6, we'll be airing Good Morning America until 8 a.m. That's when we have coverage of the 131st Annual Tournament of Roses Parade. Then after the parade, we've got the Citrus Bowl starting at 10 a.m. where the Michigan Wolverines will take on the Alabama Crimson Tide, meaning there will be no 23 ABC News at 11 a.m. Again, that's all happening on New Year's Day. Still to come here on 23 ABC News at 6, taking a look back at all of the biggest stories around the U.S., including one that had a huge impact in Kern County. Details on which stories grabbed the headlines. And taking